Hi coloring friends, my name's Kelly and welcome back to my colorful world. Today I wanted to work on something that I have never tried before, and that is doing a background with chalk pastels. Um, so I'm going to get this cleared away for a minute so we can discuss what I'm going to be using in this video. To start, I have The Fantastic World of the Brothers Grimm, which was illustrated by Forrest Diver. And the page that I wanted to work on in here is this one with Red Riding Hood walking into a forest. So my idea for the page is to have a very sunsetty background here behind the forest, and then within the forest the background I'd like to use is just very dark, probably pencil, because it's very narrow lines all through the forest there. So I think for that I'll probably go back through with pencil and do the background inside the forest, but outside of the forest I wanted it to look bright and vibrant, like she's just to make the dark forest pop a little bit more. So what I'm going to be using to do that is I have here these square pastel sticks. They are Master's Touch Fine Art Studio 36 count, and I purchased these at Hobby Lobby. So I have never used them before, and I wanted to give it a try. So we are going to learn together here today. Some of the other things I'm going to be using are, I have an X-Acto knife here. Mine is a little dirty. It is well loved. I've done lots of different projects with this, so very much like that one. I also purchased at Hobby Lobby a pack of applicators. And these are Curate and Color, the ones I have, and they were pretty inexpensive. I think I also had a coupon, so I'm using those to apply the pastel colors, and then I also have pulled out a range of the colors that I'd like to use as I go down through the page. So let's go ahead and get into it. And I will link below in the description all of the things that I can that I'm using in this. So if you're interested in getting some yourself, you will know where to go to get those. All right, so I had already just done a little mini tester of how the X-Acto knife works with making the dust for the chalk pastel. So I have a little pile here that I'm going to go ahead and use to get started. And all right, so here we go. I'm going to just start. This is always the nerve-wracking part, is just diving in and putting it on the paper. Especially if you've never done it before, it's a little nerve-wracking. And actually, I'm going to switch out. I didn't notice this one had a bit of my playing around with the distress inks that I have on it. So let's get a fresh, clean one here. And I'm just dabbing it on the dust that I created and applying it onto the paper. Now I know I've seen in other videos, this is my first time using chalk pastels, but I have seen other colorists use it on their backgrounds. And I know that I've seen that it's okay if you get a little bit into your picture with your color, because the colored pencils that you use should be able to go right back over that fairly easily. And then I think too, you can probably use an eraser and kind of clean it up a little bit that way too before you start coloring with your pencil work. All right, so there we've got a good start going. I'm going to try to use a little bit more of this dust. and just get that going. So backgrounds are a very intimidating thing for me. They don't come naturally to me. I am brand new at it. I haven't done very many. And I don't really know what I'm doing. So, so we are definitely learning together, but that's what makes it fun, is just trying new things. Okay, so to make the dust, I was out of yellow dust. So to make the dust, you just gently, gently scrape. And again, I am not an expert. This is the first time I'm doing this, so I am sure there are probably different ways to do this, but this is what I came up with, so. And so far, it's working well, so we're going to stick with it. All right, so I'm going to start with layer the yellow at the top, and then we're going to just work through our colors as we go down. And actually, I have to say, I did my first Distress ink background recently, and I feel like this is a little easier to do than Distress ink. With those, you really have to use a light hand as you apply, or you end up with big splotchy areas on your page. At least I did. So, but yeah, this is a little, you don't have to be as light-handed with it, which is kind of nice, especially for me, because light hand is not what I do usually. That's been one challenge with coloring, is learning to back off and not press so hard. So I tend to do that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and speed up the application process for this first yellow color, and then we'll move on to the next color and kind of incorporating as we go down. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and move on to my next pale yellow color here. I'll just shave a little bit of that. I'm hoping this will make a good transition into the orangey shade. So we will see. And I'm thinking probably don't do what I'm doing, because it would probably be a good idea to actually swatch first before diving in. Oh, that is a very, very, very light color. Let's see, maybe I just didn't get enough. Oh wow, that is very light. That's okay. I think it's gonna do what I want it to do. I'm gonna go with it here. So we're gonna apply some of that, and then we'll let it just fade into the orangey shades that I have to use next. I think it'll end up working well. I'm just going to go a little bit into the yellowy area that I already did, just so there's a nice blend and not a harsh separation of colors there. Oops, that's not what I wanted. That's okay. Yeah, actually, I kind of really like these. These are pretty, I feel like they're pretty forgiving. Definitely more forgiving than the Distress, or the Distress inks were for me. That was a bit of a challenge to do. I'm sure it just takes getting the hang of it and the feel of it, but I was surprised when I tried it that it's not quite as easy as people make it look in the videos. All right, I'm going to do just a touch more of this, and then I'm going to move on to my next, my orangey shade there. I guess the lighter of the two oranges we're going to go with. All right. Yep, and I don't really have a rhyme or reason to how I'm doing this. I'm just kind of playing around with it, putting color on the page, and hoping for the best. That's basically it. Okay, so maybe I'll do a little bit more over on this side here. This looks like, just keep it all kind of cohesive. All right. Use up my dust there. I'm sure there's probably a more technical term than the pile of dust, but that's what I'm going to go with for now. All right. I am just going to take, I have these Amazon makeup brushes that I keep on my desk for swishing away stuff, or I did use it for my distress inks too, the smaller ones. So we'll just use that. Those were great for that. I absolutely love those. Now, I think I'm going to grab a new applicator just because I'm switching. Sorry for the crinkle. And we're going to move on to the next orange shade here. So let me move these to the side and make a new spot for a pile. And I just, I am working on a school folder of one of my kids because that's what I had available. And it's a nice sturdy surface, and honestly it's working quite well, so I would recommend that. All right. Yep, we're doing, you'll find a lot of budgety workaround things on my channel because I really work with what I have. So, and I can't complain. What I have works well for me, so. All right, so we're going to start incorporating this orangey color. It's coming across a bit more brown on the paper than I thought it would, but it's okay. I think it's going to be okay. We'll see. It's fun. I mean, it's just meant to be fun. If it turns out not looking quite right, it's okay. I am just playing around, enjoying art, and creating something, so I have to remind myself to not be too critical, because then it's not fun anymore, and then why am I doing it? So, all right, so I'm going to speed up, I think, again, adding in the this orangey shade, and then when we get to the next one, I will slow it back down again. All right, so that is that one. Brush all my extra dusties off. And now we're going to move on to our second to last shade, my reddish orange. I'm going to do my little pile of dust. Probably didn't need that much. My space at the bottom is not huge there. All right, and we're going to dive into this one. Here we go. Okay, so let's go ahead And, oh, the darker colors are a little more intimidating, that's for sure. Just want to make sure that there's not a harsh line. I want it to be very gradient. And I don't know, I don't want to go too far into my forest with that. Although I'm sure it will cover because the forest is going to be darker shades and greens, and so we should be good anyway. But all right, the darker is a little harder to get nice and blended smooth, that's for sure. But we'll get there. Alrighty. We are almost to the bottom. And I like it. I like how it's turning out. And this is fun. It's kind of fun to do. And boy, does it make it quick. I mean, I'm telling you. Swiping this stuff around on the page, it really speeds up the process as opposed to coloring it or anything. I did definitely wanted to do something non-water based in a background. Oh boy, it's okay. Because this paper is Amazon paper, and I knew that it probably wouldn't hold up well to much else. So, and I've been wanting to attempt the pastels on it because I'd like to do more backgrounds, and I have a lot of books that are Amazon paper, so I need to choose or at least learn things that are not water-based so I'm not damaging the book. All right, there we go. Just blend that up a little bit more. I will say these little applicators, they are starting to kind of tear apart as I'm using it, so they are not going to be a multi-use thing like I was hoping. And I'd kind of like to see what it's like to use next time. I know, I think I've seen people use Q-tips and a combination of Q-tips and cotton balls to do pastel backgrounds. All right, sorry about that. My light went out on me, and it is a gray, rainy morning here, so I need the light. Definitely need the light. Alrighty, so that is our second to last color done. Let me see if I can just blend that out a little bit more. Alright, let me do a quick swipe. Remove the extra dusties. Maybe blend it out a little bit more that way. Alright. And then we are on to our final color. Now I think when I do Little Red Riding Hood that this is going to be a deeper red, maybe like a burgundy. And because I really want to stick with the forest being a very darker atmosphere than the surrounding. So I think it'll be okay that I'm using a red at the bottom and then a red on her cloak, because it's going to be more of a burgundy, or maybe even like a red wine color. So, all right, this is dark enough that I think I can keep with this. And we are at the end here. All right, I'm just gonna get around the border here a little bit, not too much. There we go. And right along the bottom. And we'll just go heavier at the bottom and then kind of push it up to the edge of the forest so that we're not going too much onto the forest. There we go. All right. We'll just work our way over. So darker at the bottom and then push up into it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and speed it up one last time while I finish up this bottom area. All right, so here is our finished picture. I just came in a little closer so you could get a better look at how it looks all finished up. And I have not decided yet whether I'm going to do the pencil work for this picture on another video or if I will just post it to my Instagram. So if I do, well, I will definitely post it to my Instagram, which is also My Colorful World. If you want to keep an eye out for that. But yeah, this was a lot of fun today. I really, really enjoy using the color pastels. That was the chalk pastels. That was a lot of fun to do. And I really like how it turned out too. Now, when I finish my pencil work, I will be applying, I know you need to put a fixative over top of anytime you use chalk pastels. Otherwise, they will keep moving around and shifting. So when I am all finished, that will be something that I do with this page. But yeah, I definitely learned a lot playing around with these today. I hope someone else out there did too. And I would like to thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!